The path of knowledge is the way to Jannah. The path of knowledge is the way to Jannah.
Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Wassalatu wassalamu ala Sayyidil Mursalin. Amma ba'du fa'a'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. As-salatu wassalamu alayka ya Rasulallah. Wa ala alika wa ashabika ya Habiballah. As-salatu wassalamu alayka ya Nabiyallah. Wa ala alika wa ashabika ya Nurallah. Qala Rasulullahi sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa sallama. Al-bakhilu man dhukirtu indahu thumma lam yusalli alayya. Viewers of Madani channel, we started off by hearing the hadith in the importance of sending salutation and durood upon the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Much that a miser was mentioned, that is the one whom the name of the beloved Prophet is mentioned in front of him, then he does not send durood or salutation upon him. So for this reason, let us start off by sending some durood and salutation upon the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Sallu ala al-Habib sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa sallam, salatan wa salaman alayka ya Rasulallah. We are continuing with the series Path of Knowledge. In today's episode, we are still continuing with the virtues of knowledge. Really, in the last episode, we conclude where I want to pick it off, then we start from there. Whereby Allah Rabbul Izzatul Jalal was telling us that هَلْ يَسْتَوِي الَّذِينَ يَعْلَمُونَ وَالَّذِينَ لَا يَعْلَمُونَ. Are they equal, those people who know and those who does not know? Then we're talking about the disastrousness of ignorance and how Allah Rabbul Izzatul Jalal how He views ignorance in the sight of Allah Rabbul Izzatul Jalal, in the sight of His Holy Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, and in the sight of the scholars. Ignorance is something which is despised. It is something which is very bad, and it is something which is ugly. If there is any word to be said of ugly, the ugliness of a human being, it is not on his face, but the ugliness, it is when somebody is ignorance. So I'm going to pick it off. We're still talking about how bad ignorance is. وَأَمَرَ سُبْحَانَهُ وَتَعَالَى نَبِيَّهُ, that Allah Rabbul Izzatul Jalal commanded His beloved Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam that he must not stay. He must, to stay away from the ignorant people, the people who does not have good ilm, to stay away. And if you've got any friends, you must not befriend the people who are ignorant. This is why we normally praise that if you're a Muslim, play with Muslims. And if you're Muslims also, let's make sure that you've got scholars. Play with scholars. You find that in our list of phones or in our phone book, you've got lawyers, you've got doctors, but the person who is missing in the link, it is a scholar. You must have got to try to play with a scholar. The example of a good companion, it is like somebody who sells a perfume called misk. If he does not give you each and every time you'll be smelling good fragrance from him, it will be free of charge. Because by you going close to him, it is a free of charge that automatically you smell from him good fragrance. Maybe sometimes he can give you a gift, or if he does not give you a gift, but this free fragrance, you'll be smelling it all the time. And the example of people who are ignorant or people who are a bad company, it is like that one of somebody, a smith who should deal with a blast furnace or this fire, whereby he have got to melt the steel. If you go near the blast furnace and the spike of the fire, it will come on your kurta or your cloth, then it will poke it and then it will burn it, and some holes will develop, and you'll be having each and every time free of charge the smell of the smoke which is emanating from the fire. So Allah Rabbul Izzatul Jalal, due to this, He told Rahmatul Alameen, the Holy Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, to stay away from the people of Jahilin. وَأَثْنَى عَلَى إِبَادِهِ بِإِعْرَاضُ عَنْهُمْ. Then Allah Rabbul Izzatul Jalal talk about His servants, and He praised Allah Rabbul Izzatul Jalal, the people, the servants of Allah, Ibadur Rahman, in another surah, that is Surah Al-Furqan. Allah Rabbul Izzatul Jalal, He praised His servants that they turn away, they do not stay, they don't appreciate the companionship of the people who are ignorant. Just see how bad it is, ignorance. That even the Holy Prophet ﷺ is told to stay away from those people who are ignorant. And Allah Rabbul Izzatul Jalal is praising those who stay away from the ignorant. Kama fi qawlihi ta'ala, is emanating from the statements of Allah Rabbul Izzatul Jalal in the Holy Quran. إِذَا سَمِعُوا اللَّغْوَ if the people, that is the Ibadur Rahman, the servants of the Ar-Rahman, when they hear Allah, a'radu anhu, they turn away from it. Who are these people? The Ibadur Rahman, the servants of the Ar-Rahman. وَقَالُوا, they say, لَنَا أَعْمَالُنَا, we've got our deeds. وَلَكُمْ أَعْمَالُكُمْ, then they tell these people of ignorance that for you it's your deeds. Ours is our deeds. No, you cannot mix honey and, something which is filth. It won't work like this way. That's why you find that, I just want to give a good example here. A bee and a housefly, these are cousins. They look alike, they look similar, a bee and a housefly. But you will not ever find a housefly playing with a bee, or a bee playing with a housefly. Why? Because the housefly, it is ignorant, and the bee is knowledgeable. That's why the bee, they make honey. And the housefly is ignorant, it does not make honey. So now, if the bee play with the housefly, you know that the housefly, it can go everywhere, in the bad places. When the bees are making honey, now the housefly will bring something which is catastrophe. Then the honey won't come out nicely. That's why the bee, they won't associate never ever with the housefly. This is how the people, they must learn from these things. Even they look alike, similar. So the people who have got iman, the people who have got knowledge, mustn't play with people who does not have got what you call this knowledge. You find that nowadays we've got social groups where people they can attach. Don't be involved in useless groups. Because the people of ignorance, and their ignorance, they start to hook you up with their ignorance. May Allah Rabbul Izzatul Jalal grant us salama. Nevertheless, the story is finished vividly and clearly in a clear cut in Suratul Furqan, whereby Allah Rabbul Izzatul Jalal talk about Ibadur Rahman. May Allah Rabbul Izzatul Jalal make us to be from among the Ibadur Rahman. Now, we are told that when the Jahiluna, the people of Jahl, when they speak with them, Qalu Salama, they conclude there and there, Qalu Salama, they just say peace and they stay away from these people of ignorance. They don't have time to waste with, with ignorance. They say that never argue with a fool, he will drag you in his foolishness. Then now, if you are in foolishness now, he will beat you from there now with the experience. So, it is only the wise who can recognize wisdom, and the fools who can recognize foolishness. وَكُلُّ هَذَا, viewers of Madani channel, each and every one of these verses, وَكُلُّ هَذَا يَدُلُّ عَلَى قُبْحِ الْجَهْلِ عِنْدَهُ. It shows us how ignorance are despised in the sight of Allah Rabbul Izzatul Jalal. And Allah Rabbul Izzatul Jalal does not like two things: ignorance and its people. And Allah Rabbul Izzatul Jalal like two things: ilm, knowledge, and his people. وَكَذَلِكَ هُوَ عِنْدَ النَّاسِ. And this is how ignorance is despised also with the people. Those people who are ignorant, they don't want even to be called ignorance. They will excuse themselves from it, even though they are from people of it. Sallu ala al-Habib sallallahu ta'ala ala Muhammad. Viewers of Madani channel, you have seen in this that ignorant is something which one must not be, to be qualified unto it. May Allah Rabbul Izzatul Jalal protect us from shaitan. May Allah Rabbi, Nabi Musa, he made the qala a'udhu billahi an akuna min al-jahilin. Oh Allah Rabbul Izzatul Jalal, I do seek refuge from you, that I might be from among these people who are ignorant. When the Bani Israel, they were showing their ignorance. Ignorance is like dhuluma, it is darkness. We shall hear in our other sayings, whereby we shall see how disastrous ignorance is. But nevertheless, again, the importance of knowledge, we find that al-ilmu hayatun, knowledge is life. Wa nurun, and it is light. So here, you can see this from Mushabbah. I am giving some similarities of knowledge, so that you can see the thing which knowledge is being likened unto. Inna al-ilm, let us say now, that verily knowledge, hayatun, is life. If you don't have knowledge, it's death. That's death really. And this death which we're talking about, death is not as how people see it. It is called intiqal, passing from this phase, going to another phase. The real death itself, it is ignorant. Ignorance, that is death itself. Wal jahl, and ignorance, mautun, it's death. Waduluma, and it's darkness. Knowledge, it is categorized with two characteristics. These are the adjectives, sifa, which can describe knowledge. Two. Number one, haya, it is life. And number two, it is nur, it is light. It is light. Jahal, it is also categorized with two things. Number one, it is maut, death. Then number two, it is dulma, darkness. May Allah Rabbul Izzatul Jalal protect us. Wala khair, and goodness. Kulluhu, its entity. Sababuhu, its reason. And nur, it is light. Wala haya, and life. Fa inna nura, for verily light, yakshif anil haqa'iq, it will bring things into light. Take for example, if there is no light, and it's darkness and it's night. You can even miss the way to go even to your kitchen, or to even to touch in anything in your, you won't see, even where you are going. Maybe you are heading towards, to go to bump the wall, you won't see. The only time you realize when you bump the wall that you're heading towards the right direction. Put in the same house, the light, you can see easily. You won't need, this is exactly knowledge. When you've got knowledge, wallah, you see everything in this dunya easily. That okay, this dunya, oh, it's a temporary abode. This dunya, oh, it's useless as compared to the hereafter. But now if there's no darkness, you're going to the fire and you're happy. You're thinking you're making it right. And this is exactly why we say that knowledge is light and ignorance is darkness. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said that tilka al-amthalu, and these are the examples, nadribuha lin-nas, which we set for the people. وَمَا يَعْقِلُهَا, nobody will understand it, and no one will understand it better. إِلَّا الْعَالِمُونَ, except the people with knowledge. وَكَانَ بَعْضُ السَّلَفِ, and from among the people of the Salaf, and the name of this person, وَهُوَ عَمْرِ bin Murrah, if he used to recite the Holy Quran and find any example, لَا يَفْهَمُهُ, which he used not to understand, كَانَ يَبْكِي, he used to cry. وَيَقُولُ, then he used to say, لَسْتُ مِنَ الْعَالِمِينَ, I'm not from the scholars. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said that nobody will understand the examples mentioned in the Holy Quran except the scholars. Ilm. So ilm, it is very, very important. If you are not a scholar, you won't understand. We cry to Allah Rabbul Izzatul Jalal that may He make us from among the scholars. And if we are not scholars, may we love the scholars because of the efforts which they have got. And if you don't understand anything from the Holy Quran, you ask the scholars. These are the people whom Allah Rabbul Izzatul Jalal give them the asrar, the secrets of His books. May Allah Rabbul Izzatul Jalal make us from amongst them. We are talking about the scholars, the ulama ahlul haqq, the true scholars, the ulama ahlul sunnah wal jama'ah. May Allah Rabbul Izzatul Jalal bless one and all. Sallu ala al-habib sallallahu ta'ala ala Muhammad sallallahu.
The path of knowledge is the way to Jannah. The path of knowledge is the way to Jannah.